Alright, this is it's a made-up story called Dinner Aesthetic, and it goes like this. I used to like the smell of petrol when I was a kid. And I remembered that fact when I was setting fire to the music block. So I guess I like the smell as an adult too. I filled an old jerry can with the stuff, walked right into a petrol station, filled it up and walked out again. Thank you very much. I'm not a nutter. I've got a job. I work in a hardware store around the corner from my apartment. Don's Tools, it's called. Don doesn't exist. Sometimes I tell people I'm Don when they ask about it. Where's Don, they say. You're talking to him. There's a reason I set the fire. That's what makes me such an upstanding citizen. I fingered my first girlfriend behind the music block. That's a fact, that's not the reason I set it on fire. I set it so you'll know I didn't have anything personal against the building. I was doing the community a service. Ricky was the one who told me about the rats, real big ones, whole generations of them building a city inside the music block walls. Ricky goes to St. Augustine's, that's how he knows. He's in grade 12 and works part-time at Don's Tools, that's how I know Ricky. He was working the checkout in the shop. I was sweeping the floor near the doors and he called me over to tell me about them. You seen them? I asked. Hard not to see them, he said. You can hear them too, big fuckers chewing on shit all day long. Make sure you don't touch anything they've been on, I said. I don't touch nothing in music. I only took it because of the easy marks. I got a thing with rats. That's why Ricky told me about them. He knows because we got rat poison in the shop and I'm always trying to sell it to people. I'd give it away if I could. I got sick when I was a kid is the reason. Doctor told me there were little spiral bugs. Doctor told me there were little spiral bugs that got into my blood. They made my lungs wet, the doctor said. Wet and red. The spirals got into me because of rat pee. Mum was real mad when she found out. People would think we were dirty, is the reason. We weren't dirty though. I just liked art. When I went to St. Augustine's, I did art class. There weren't any rats at the school then, and there weren't any under my bed either. This was before the spirals got into me. One of the things we learned about was materials. You could use anything to make art, Mr. Fish said. He had a real funny name, but I believed what he said about art. I made a sculpture, and Mr. Fish said it wasn't really art on account of it was chicken bones tied together on a bit of cardboard. I told him it was a forest, that it was a representation, which it was, and how that was a great idea for a sculpture. He said I should have used matchsticks. If Mum had worked at the matchstick factory instead of the deli and brought home boxes of matches instead of cooked chooks, maybe I would have. I hid the bone forest in my room because Mr. Fish said sometimes good art is hidden for a long time because of war or people not understanding its importance. Only I didn't clean the bones good enough. That's how the rats got under my bed. I don't like parades, mainly because of the noise. That's why I didn't tell anyone it was me who burned the music block down. Upstanding citizens don't need parades. I did have to make up a little white lie though. Petrol is real tricky to work with when you're making fire. It spreads and it jumps. It jumped right onto my hand. I told the doctor I burned it making art. What kind? The doctor asked. But he said it like he didn't believe me. He was all squinty. The important kind, I said. It started out as just some old bones. But then it became a forest. And then a forest fire. He told me my answer was real strange. I told him he better check me for spirals.